South Fargo in the Valley. Today's JC Dodd joins us live on the scene with what investigators are now looking for. Good morning, JC.
Good morning, Jordan. Investigators are now looking into the cause of a mobile home fire that took place around 3:30 this morning. Now, about an hour ago, the last of the fire crews left because it was sub-zero temperatures, and I'm standing in front of the mobile home where it took place. Now, it is 4614 San Juan Drive in South Fargo, like you said, a couple blocks north of West Acres. Now, one thing I want to talk about is how close these mobile homes are in this mobile home park. This is the one that caught fire this morning, and come with me and look at how close you have this RV in the driveway, and then the next door neighbor is just 20 feet away from the house that did catch fire. Now, the problem with is that fire can spread quickly. So fire crews raised it to 2 alarms and got here as quickly as they could, put the fire out as quickly as they could. Now, there was one occupant in the home. He awoke to the sound of the fire alarms going off, called in 911. And when they responded, he was evacuated safely, and they were able to quickly put it out, thankfully, because he was able to get out safely. Now, it did not spread for what we know. West Fargo arson dog did come in just to get a little practice, not because there was any suspicion of arson, and that occupant has been displaced. Now, Jordan, they are looking into the cause, and estimated damages have not been released.
The Valley, today's JC Dodd, the first on scene and tracking it all morning. Thank you very much. It is now 6:51. JC mentioned how those fire crews are up against cold temperatures. Everyone is up against those cold temperatures this morning, Lisa.
Yes, good morning. We're looking at that starting today and lasting over the next couple of days, where we're stuck in some Arctic air, and the worst of it happening tonight and into tomorrow. We've got a first alert weather day for your Thursday coming up here. Here's a look at some of our headlines. Now, a wind chill warning takes effect at 6 o'clock tonight. However, before that, we're all in a wind chill advisory right now. But that cold air takes over tonight, lasts through noon tomorrow, and we're looking at some of our lowest wind chills happening in the late night hours. And that's tough given where we are right now. Look at these wind chills on our map here in the Northern Valley. We're looking at 33 below in Thief River Falls, 35 below your wind chill right now in Grand Forks. Some of our lowest wind chills have been up in the Northwest. The Can-Do area is at 41 below. Rugby checking in at 45 below. And Devil's Lake, it feels like 38 below. So it's just frigid when we factor in some of those northwesterly winds. Fargo, it feels like 27 below. On the other side of the river, 30 below in Moorhead and 32 below your wind chill in Park Rapids. And we're still looking at 40 below, even now dropping another degree here in Valley City at 41 below for your wind chill. So brutal both in the north and in the Southern Valley. And it gets worse heading into tonight, so keep that in mind. In Fargo, waiting on that sun to come up. We're starting to see a little hint of that sunrise now before the 7 o'clock hour. Fargo, 10 below right now. This is your temperature, your air temperature. 17 below in Grand Forks, and Thief River Falls is at 14 below. And we're in the teens below as well in Bemidji and in Devil's Lake, 16 below. Fergus Falls checking in at 13 below. And everybody has some clear skies, so it should be a quiet day from that standpoint. We're not expecting snow or anything like that. We've got clear conditions on our map here, but it's just going to be frigid, and that's going to be our big hazard over the next couple of days. If you don't have a school delay this morning from the cold, out at the bus stop, it's going to be pretty chilly here. We're looking at temperatures again into the teens below. Keep in mind those wind chills are lower. Around 8 a.m., about 13 below in Fargo with some sunshine. And then into the afternoon, we warm up, but we stay below 0. So heading home from school, we're looking at kids encountering about 5 below for your temperature here. With that northwesterly wind continuing through the day, that means our wind chills are going to stay into the 20s and 30s below, maybe down to 40 below even in the afternoon today. Tonight, this is what we're looking at. Of course, we have our first alert weather day for Thursday. We'll see wind chills down to 40, 50 plus below 0. When we get to 50 below, wind chills create that frostbite concern of 5 minutes or less. You could see that set in. So take it seriously. Our forecast is 31 below tomorrow. We improve on Friday, and heading into the weekend, temperatures do rise, but we have that chance for some snow again on Saturday, Jordan. So more winter weather to come, and we knew that we were going to have more winter this season, but Punxsutawney Phil did see his shadow, so that means he is also forecasting 6 more weeks of winter.
Yep, that little man right up there, he decided We're going to have to stick with it for a little bit longer.
Just a little bit longer, but you know, we've got a lot of winter behind us, so that's something to keep in mind. And we were talking earlier, gaining sunlight by the minute here.
A little bit every day. All right, silver linings. Thank you, Lisa. It is now 6:55 this morning. Fargo fire officials are now identifying the victims of a deadly house fire last week as 88-year-old Jean Bluen and her 91-year-old husband, Garnet. Fire crews pulled up to their house in the 1400 block of 2nd Avenue South early last Wednesday morning to the smoke and flames pouring out of that home. The cause of the fire has not yet been released. Valley News Live spoke with neighbors who say the couple was inseparable and well liked in the neighborhood. A school shooting in Minnesota leaves one student dead, another fighting for their life this morning. Police in Richfield are searching for a motive behind that deadly attack just outside the front door of the South Education Center. 2 people are in custody. Police say they also recovered a handgun at Minneapolis addresses. The school offers special education programs and an alternative high school. A Bismarck woman is facing assault charges after being accused of spanking a deputy who was conducting a bar check. Sandra Cobb-Sabo could face nearly 6 years behind bars if convicted on 2 charges. Court documents say she told deputies who were arresting her Saturday night that she couldn't believe she was going to jail for, quote, slapping a sexy cop. Cobb-Sabo is charged with sexual assault and assault on a peace officer. Dilworth police are trying to squash a spike in crime at rental properties throughout that city, and they're also dealing with an increase in safety complaints from the tenants. That's prompting the department to reignite a program aimed at keeping renters safe and landlords accountable. The program is mandatory for all 420 rental units in the city. Family and friends of late North Dakota Attorney General Wayne Stenjum are creating a scholarship fund at UND Law School in his honor. He graduated from there in 1977. The scholarship is designed to help students pay for college. The UND School of Law costs more than $575 per credit hour.
This is exactly what Wayne would have wanted, to be able to help future law students, just like others that donated to scholarship funds helped him when he went to law school.
Stenjum was 68 years old. And a reminder, the memorial service for Stenjum will start later today. Visitation is from 4 to 8 in Memorial Hall of the state capitol. His funeral is tomorrow morning at 11 at the Bismarck Event Center. We will be live streaming that funeral on our CW channel. You can also find it at valleynewslive.com. There is a big homecoming planned in Detroit Lakes today for Minnesota Army National Guard troops coming home after a year-long deployment to the Middle East. They should hit town around 3 this afternoon. Detroit Lakes police say the bus will turn off of Highway 10 onto Washington and then to Willow and Rossman and eventually end up at the Armory. People in Minnesota who are in the state's medical cannabis program will be able to buy dried flowers for smoking from dispensaries starting next month. Now, state health officials say you need to make an appointment for pre-approval. Patients need to weigh the risk of smoking medical cannabis, including those related to secondhand smoke and lung health as well. A Wisconsin man and his pack of sled dogs are the winners of the 2022 John Deere Grease race in northern Minnesota. There they are rounding the corner. You see the musher right there with those pups making their way to the finish line. They were rounding that corner in Grand Murray yesterday afternoon after 3 days and 300 miles on that trail. This is the 4th time that musher Ryan Anderson of Cushing, Wisconsin has won that marathon. Mushers say warm temperatures made it rougher for them this year. That soft snow forced about 13 teams to drop out. Anderson and his team finished the 300-mile course in 2 days, just over 6.5 hours. An unlikely hero saves a store clerk during a robbery in Philadelphia. You have to check out this security footage right there. This man right here, he walks into the store and pulls out a gun. And at that point, the clerk's dog right here jumps on top of the would-be robber and distracts him. That allowed the clerk working there to pull out his gun and end up shooting at the robber. Eventually, another person ran in and then shot at the clerk. However, the robber ran away. Police say the 32-year-old worker was hit 4 times by bullets but is doing well at the hospital. The store owner credits the dog for saving his life. Get this, the dog's name is Bullet. Good boy. Remember that today's show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. We have more live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up right now on the Fargo CW. Have a great Wednesday, everyone.